Hey YouTubers, down here in the basement, got a video review for you. This is the 2x4 Basics SelfLinks set. And you get 6 hard plastic shelf sets there. And then you've got a little packet of screws that comes with it. And there's actually quite a bit of screws in there. And they're pretty good sized screws. I got decent threads on them. So, but this is actually going to be my TV stand. It's 36 inches tall by 6 foot wide. Yeah, it's a little overkill, but we are actually going to be putting the TV down here in the basement, and we want to put a larger TV up here on the top of it. We're probably going to put a 50-inch LED or a 50-inch plasma on here. Maybe and plus it's a little bit bigger for anything future. But we also we got 4 more pieces to put down there on the bottom there on the second shelf and the lower shelf there, and it's going to be set up to where I can put the TV up top on a piece of Luan or 1/4-inch plywood, and same thing with the shelves, just put 1/4-inch plywood or Luan on them. It doesn't have to be perfect. We're not really too worried about it. We kind of like the whole 2x4 furniture thing, save us some money. This, I believe, we bought the SelfLinks set, and it comes with 6 of those pieces of plastic there and the screws for, I think, about $35, $36 on Amazon. The last time I made a video on the sawhorses, I had the 2x4 Basics workbench. It is still in the garage, not assembled yet. That's my next project. This one was in the garage too at the same time. I just hadn't had the wood and time to put it together yet, but it's pretty easy to assemble. I mean, there's not much really to show you. I pretty much assembled it, but there are a lot of screw holes, so you can add more. There's 2 on each side. You got the 2x4. There's little ones right here for holding up the shelves if you wanted to actually make that like a top shelf without putting screws on the side, or I guess you could do it that way. There's a lot of different combinations with these things. The wood is already on here, but this has an angled hole, so you have 1 screw up about right here and then 1 up here. So if you've got a piece that's kind of bowed or got a little bit of curve to it, you can actually countersink that down, or not countersink, but screw it down. That way it's kind of flat, more level. I mean, we're not too worried about it. It's pretty sturdy. I mean, it's not all the way screwed together yet. It still rocks a little bit, but we ain't got all the 2x4s and everything on it, but it is easy to put together. I just used my rigid warm drive there and just cut the 2x4s down to length. I mean, they're not perfectly square, but I'm not worried about it. And then I just took in my other videos, I took my rigid impact driver and put it together. I just took the Husky tape measure there and measured it up. I would have preferred to get the wood from, some of this wood came out of the house. It came, when we bought the house, it was left here from the previous owner. And some of it's from the local lumber yard. I would have actually preferred to get it from Home Depot, which most of the stuff I've just shown you in the video there is from Home Depot. We prefer to shop there a lot. But anyways, that is the 2x4 Basics SelfLinks. I'll make another video once the workbench is completed, and I've also got another workbench idea. I might buy another one and put it in the basement for a workbench. But that is my little review on it. I mean, it's a pretty simple review. There's nothing major to show you. I mean, it holds up. It's pretty strong. I mean, the kids have been walking on it when it was just the lower part, and it's pretty strong. The sawhorses are pretty strong. I haven't had a problem with anything like that. You could drill, you could pre-drill a little bit in here if you wanted to for the screws, but the screws they give you, and with the 2x4s being pretty soft wood, I don't think you'd really need to pre-drill, but I think it's pretty good. And for anybody wanting something for a decent shelf, you could make it as tall as you want. I think up to 8 foot wide, I think, is about what they say on the thing. But we just did it this way so we could put the TV in that on it. And if we ever wanted a bigger TV, or if we decide to buy a bigger TV, we can put it on there. It's just gonna, we can adjust it too, to where if we needed to take the top shelf off and cut down the legs a little bit, we can always chop it down a little bit. But that is that. Plus, you know, might save somebody some pretty good amount of money. I figured we paid 35 bucks for the SelfLinks kits on Amazon, and the lumber, some of it I had. The newer pieces there, we probably spent about maybe 20-30 bucks or something on it at the local lumber yard, because they're a little more expensive than Home Depot. But, you know, and for anybody who's seen my previous videos, there's one of my little heaters. It's still working. I've got the other one on the other side of the basement. It's still over there, and you can see it back there. And so I figure I'd show you guys just real quick. I know I made it in my other videos, and pretty quick, I've got a video on this electric snowblower. It's a Snow Joe, and we used it a couple times already, and that's another video to look forward to. But anyways, don't work too hard, guys. Have a good one.